Alright guys, welcome to McKola TV. So, Jose Mourinho has delivered a damning verdict on Luke Shaw. Ahead of the Everton game, he was asked, where's Luke Shaw? What does Luke Shaw have to do to get into the Manchester United squad? And he said he's a long way behind the likes of Darmian, Young and Daley Blind. His commitment, his ambition, his performances, his training. He's literally said everything about his game is behind these guys and he needs to apply himself a lot better. It was quite blunt from the manager. Now, part of me thinks, why are you saying this in a public scenario in front of the press? But obviously he was asked a question about it and he's just being honest. Now, he could be trying to give Luke Shaw a kick up the backside and get some performances and get that commitment out of him. Or he could be giving him a kick up the backside and out of the door of Old Trafford. And it's the latter which I feel seems more likely at the moment. But it is a little bit of a bizarre move, because if we do want to sell him, then surely questioning his commitment and his work ethic and all of that kind of thing lowers his value. Surely that would lower his value. If I was a manager and I was thinking, I want to buy a left back, and then I hear all of that coming out, I would maybe think twice. Now, in my personal opinion, Luke Shaw is a fantastic left back. There's been periods of his United career, before and after his serious injury, where he's been phenomenal for us. Not many after his injury, but there have been a few games where he's done well. And he hasn't been seen this season, apart from that Bournemouth game, where he got clattered a few times. He did okay, but he wasn't great. Now, in my opinion, Luke Shaw is a fantastically talented player. But this isn't the first time his commitment has been questioned. You remember Louis van Gaal did the same when he first arrived at the club. But then Luke Shaw managed to turn it around. And he managed to turn it around and he became probably the best left back in the league. And then he suffered that injury. And that injury could be an absolute phenomenal setback in his career overall. Because if he doesn't get that injury, his first choice left back when Jose Mourinho arrives, and he probably keeps his spot. But with him not being in the team, fighting for a space, and then seemingly lacking the commitment and the passion or whatever that Jose Mourinho is seeing in training, it's holding him back from getting back into the side, which is something that he needs to do. He needs to get minutes under his belt to both recover from his injury properly, mentally and physically, and also, football terms, he needs to improve. He needs to get match fit, and if he's not playing, he's not going to do that. So for a player like Luke Shaw, he needs to be playing. But if Jose Mourinho is seeing something on that side of things where he's not committed to the cause, then this is the right decision. I only hope that there isn't a little bit of nastiness to it, and they've had a falling out and Jose's come out and said this. Because if it is simply a case of laying down the gauntlet and saying, look, Luke Shaw, you either stay or you go, but you've got to buck up your ideas, then I'm totally for that. Because overall, what we've seen with Mkhitaryan, Marshall, Luke Shaw, is that Jose Mourinho is lifting the bar. He's raising the standards that need to be set and need to be met at Old Trafford to get into the team. And that overall is the best for the team. Whether we like these players or not, that is the best for the team. But then there's also a part of me that gets a little bit scared. Because is this Jose Mourinho again failing to develop and failing to understand younger players? Because sometimes a younger player just needs an arm put around them. Not every player is the same. Not every player will react the same to a kick up the backside, like a verbal one like that. And not every player will react the same to an arm around their shoulders. But Luke Shaw may be one of those that needs that. I don't know. But this could backfire magnificently. Or it could be the making of Luke Shaw. But in my personal opinion, I think it's the ending of Luke Shaw here at Manchester United. I think it'd be surprising if he got back into the team before the end of the season, given this damning verdict from Jose Mourinho. Of course, Jose Mourinho has admittedly got things wrong with Bastian Schweinsteiger, so players have proved him wrong before. But this has dragged on and on and on throughout the season, and it's continued to happen. Now, part of me again hopes it isn't to do with that youth thing, because we've seen Fosu mentor another player that hasn't got game time. But Jose has never questioned his commitment or his ambition or his talent. He's never questioned him in that aspect. So it's a difficult one. If it is Luke Shaw not pulling his weight, then look, there's only one thing for it, and he has to go. I just hope, though, there isn't any nastiness in this, and it's just Jose Mourinho being honest, because we have seen damning verdicts of players before backfire, and we don't want that to happen this time around, and we don't want that to continue to happen at Old Trafford, because those are the things we feared from him. But ultimately, if it's just raising the standards and raising the bar at Manchester United, and we do lose a player or two that we like, and ultimately it doesn't matter, because it's what's best for Manchester United. Guys, what do you think about the Luke Shaw saga? I think it's become now. Get your comments in below. Is Jose Mourinho right or wrong? Will Luke Shaw be here next season or not? Get your comments in below. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here.